Track 7.
Alexander, the son of King Philip II, was really the Great in many aspects. He was one of the most powerful rulers and outstanding military minds who managed to establish the largest empire the ancient world had ever seen. Centuries after his death, it is hard to find such a brilliant, brave, and determined leader who conquered so many territories, showing at the same time excellent diplomatic skills with the people in these regions. Though he moved farther and farther, his dream to create a new realm did not come true. He was born in 356 BCE in Pella, Macedonia. The legend says that even his birth was miraculous and associated with lots of signs of wonders. Plutarch, a renowned historian, wrote that he was born on the same day when the temple of the goddess Diana in Ephesus was burnt. All the people in Ephesus who saw the ruin of the temple thought this probably indicated that something catastrophic and fatal would destroy Asia. Even Alexander himself believed he owed his success to divine forces. Another legend stated he was the son of Zeus, which made him semi-divine and thus more respected. His strength and courage were obvious when he was still a boy. At the age of 12, Alexander succeeded in taming the wild and furious horse Bucephalus, which later became his devoted companion in numerous battles for most of his life. Such an endeavor in his youth convinced his father and the people around him he would become something special. When Alexander was 13, Philip called the famous philosopher Aristotle to tutor his son. It was Aristotle who aroused Alexander's interest in literature, science, medicine, and philosophy. After the assassination of his father in 336 BCE, Alexander, who was just 20 then, succeeded to the Macedonian throne and killed his rivals. The rebellions for independence in northern Greece were without success, so he secured his position and could start the campaign his father had devised before, to conquer the Persian Empire. After King Darius III of Persia was defeated in the Battle of Issos, Alexander went on to seize the Phoenician city of Sidon. Egypt was next. In the year of 331 BCE, he took control of the country and established the city of Alexandria, which still bears his name. All these victories encouraged him to move on. He marched on the Punjab in India. Some tribes were defeated, but he had to fight against others. However, his weary soldiers pleaded with him to return to Persia, though Alexander tried to persuade them to continue to march. He eventually gave up and agreed to go back. This was probably the first sign that the empire would begin to weaken. The death of the mighty ruler was near. In Babylon in 323 BCE, Alexander died at the age of 32, leaving his empire without an heir. There are two versions of the story of his death. One is that he developed a fever and died of the complications of the illness, whereas the other is that he felt a sharp pain after drinking a large bowl of wine and died 11 days later. In the years after his death, a series of civil wars destroyed the empire. This resulted in forming new states. We may say that Alexander's desire to reach the ends of the world and the great outer sea was almost fulfilled. Alexander is considered one of the strongest commanders and rulers ever. His military tactics are still taught in academies all over the world. His heroism, skills, and greatness will always be remembered.